Welcome to Wins News. I'm your friend and host Amit Roy. Tomorrow is the International Day against narcotics, 26 June. I worked against narcotics for many years, more than 30 years. Your State Department selected me to lead a campaign, and that campaign was also headed no one by President Clinton. I'm ever grateful to US State Department for selecting me, and I tried my level best, to prevent drug addiction, drug trafficking, terrorism, and drug connections, etc., etc., etc. And anyway, please like me and subscribe my channel. I must say very simple things first. I'm not going into deep drugs and hard drugs. Of course, I'll touch some, but main important things how we get addicted to drug addiction. And there are some simple drugs. We say, no man, these are not very simple drugs. These are very easy. This is very easy thing, cool things like cannabis, marijuana, etc., cigarette. Peer pressure, social gatherings. These kind of things are very important. It's important which people you are mixing with, which kind of people you are mixing with. I know people in my school days and college days who used to work to tell me, and that, look man, I'm earning money. Why are you earning money? I want to do more drugs. Trust me, that boy hanged himself later on. This is drug-related suicide. And this is a very common thing, these days I see people are smoking cannabis, marijuana, so easy. But I must say, first thing, you must not smoke cigarette. Cigarette is a gateway drug. And, you must learn to say no to drugs. No to drugs. It doesn't make you any good. Marijuana. People are talking so good about marijuana. It helps, blah, blah, blah. It's such a worse thing, It will make your life hell. You might attract psychosis using marijuana. It's such a bad thing, Your friends will say smoke, and suddenly, after 1, 2 days, 4 days, you'll get addicted. Why you get addicted? That's a very interesting thing. Some people say, I can't get sleep. I can't get sleep, so I have to take some dopes. That is incorrect. Actually, if you take drugs, it will create insomnia in you. It will create dependence on you. Addiction is a disease. Addiction can be managed, altered, etc., but it's very difficult to get away from an addiction. It is possible. I am not saying it's impossible. And so, marijuana, you see, if you start taking, I know people in school and other places, those who are taking marijuana in the morning, in the lunch break, in the evening, every day. That creates very great antisocial behavior in you also. Low self-esteem, etc. And there comes denial. No, I'm not an addict. My son is not an addict. My son is very nice. He takes dope sometimes. This is entire family gets involved in this kind of thing. Denial, etc. But unless you accept you're an addict, you will never get out of this addiction. Now, number 2 is easy. It creates antisocial behavior. You must be knowing the name of assassin. And there were a group in Iran, northern Iran. They used to kill people after being doped. So look how that promotes your perception. That take your alternative reality. You don't live anymore into reality. You have your own reality, dominance, anger, etc. Or you become very lazy. Your life becomes very you know, you do things out of routine. You get up at 11 o'clock, or you don't sleep in the night. This kind of thing happens. You don't shave, you don't brush your tooth. These kind of things, And later on, you will feel lazy. You will not feel like working. Even you're working, you have no concentration. These are the effects of cannabis and marijuana. Though you see in Canada, this kind of places, Justin Trudeau's open shop telling you drink, 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 cannabis drinks, to cheer you up. No, 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 no. That will put you in hell. You'll never be able to come out. You'll be enslaved by drugs. These are the things, Plus, there are hard drugs. There are hard drugs like yaba, methamphetamine, LSD, brown sugar, etc., etc. Heroin, alcohol. It is not only bad for your health, you drain all your money. It cuts you from your society. You become antisocial in that sense, you become isolated. You mix with all these junkies later on. Life is not good. And ultimately, first you started stealing your money from your parents. Then you are hooked by this drug peddlers. You sell drugs to support your own consumption. And here comes the role of parents. Unless you have good parenting, good friendship, parents must know what the sons are doing. Parents do not do this kind of thing these days. They're so busy, husband, wife, both are working, and son is left and given a lot of money. Look, man, they say, my son is lonely, so he's doping. It's not correct. It's a very pleasurable thing for him to become in the alternative reality. Now there are things that are coming to police and all. Society, clubs, etc. We have responsibility. School teachers, so much response. Look, these school teachers, they are not very, involved with students. They are more busy. You get tracked you for personal coaching classes. Well, they should inform your parents that your son is not attentive enough. Because you have lost attention. You don't like to study. You are lazy now. So these are important things, you see. Now look, there are drug gangs. Now I'm coming to a bigger picture. There are drug gangs supported by countries, so that I'm mentioning India. So that India's progress is deterred. India cannot stand if you destroy the youth. The motivation, the pride of a youth. So they support, this kind of drug gangs. Plus there are mafias, etc. But in broader picture, drug is a weapon also. Countries like Pakistan, China against India. China is doing that against United States. In 70s, KGB used to run drugs with terrorists. Pakistan does that with the so-called Islamic terrorists, calling Allahu Akbar. They spoil God's name. Also, they say we are God's messenger, killing people for God's name. You are selling drugs. This is not God's wish. How drug has lowered their religion and religious teachings. The people are using, drug dealers are using that. Plus, drug dealers are positioning themselves in front of school, colleges, educational institutions to hook up kids. Now, here's the question of police. Now, many policemen, I must say with utter disrespect and being disgusted after working many, many years, they don't take action against cannabis dealers. Law against cannabis dealers, very flimsy. Punishment is not there, Though it's non-bailable in India. But, there's a lackluster kind of attitude for many, many compromising reasons. Now, this has to be stopped. And plus, in cigarettes also, there are many fake cigarettes. Here also China involved. China sells fake cigarettes to destroy cigarette industry. That's another story. But this is also a game. Now, addiction, once you are hooked into it, is very important. It's almost impossible to get out. It's almost impossible to get out. So I would rather say, be drug-free and proud. Be drug-free and proud. Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs. Say choose life. Take up a hobby. Take up focus on education. Do some exercise. Exercise takes you out of depression and laziness. Make a habit or live in a routine. Set a goal for you. Set a goal for you. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. If you have a goal, a good education, all doors will open. I used to eat from trash can. I met many important people, including Secretary Kissinger. So, if you have education, all the gates will open. You can earn lots of money. India is growing at a rapid speed. India will become a top-class economy. And if you have education, you can use that education to make lots and lots of money. So, concentrate of your future. Better have a girlfriend than to have a drug. And respect your parents. I've seen parents drinking with the kids, teaching them. Yeah, I don't know it's good or bad, but I don't like that idea, But it's better for the parents to tell them the danger in drug addiction, cigarette addiction, etc. Cigarette must be stopped. It's very dangerous. From cigarette, they graduate into other drugs. It's sort of, in a Sanskrit, it's called Chakravuh. Once you get in, you'll never be able to come out. It's very difficult. They can take you to the rehab centers. It's very expensive. They will milk you money from you. Unless you have will from your own heart to get out of this menace, you'll never do that. So better, why into drugs? Start playing games, take up a hobby, this kind of thing. Thank you very much, patient hearing. Let's celebrate International Day Against Narcotics and say drug free and proud. Thank you again. Please like me and subscribe. Best wishes.